Hey guys, the serve is the most important shot in the game. This is Pete from Crunch Time Coaching, and in today's video, I'm gonna go over 5 things you need to remember before every serve. Now guys, before I get into today's video, I've got a question for you. For the video, should I wear this hat or this hat? Atlanta Braves World Series winners or the Bulldogs, the Crimson Tide Killers? Let's get started. All right, guys, let's get right into this video. So the first thing that I need you to remember before you serve is to focus on a target when you're going for that box back there. So many of my students that I've taught over the years, I ask them, hey, you know, they typically are missing their serve a lot. I'm like, where are you aiming? You're like, I'm just trying to get the ball in the box. And I'll say, well, you know, you need to aim your serve. And they'll tell me something like, well, I'm not really good enough to aim. You're good enough to aim. Everybody's good enough to aim, and it's important that you aim for a small target. If you take this ball and you aim for a little small target on the other side, if you miss that target, guess what? Lots of times the ball is still in the box and you're playing tennis. If you have a big goal of hitting the box, if you miss that goal, guess what? It's a fault. So the more you narrow down your targets, and most of the time you're gonna miss your very specific target, if you're around the target, if you're all around the target, which is where you wanna be, you are getting the ball in play, and you're also a much more effective server. You're maybe picking on their backhand or serving in their body, getting weaker returns, and able to start more on offense. So remember, before every serve, make sure to pick out the target before you serve the ball. Number 2, this is super important. Don't chase bad tosses. Again, my students, so many times I'm watching them play a match. The toss is all over the place. There's like barely any chance they're gonna make the serve, and for whatever reason, they still hit the ball almost falling over. Don't do this. What you want to do is you wanna throw that ball into what I call a window of opportunity. And that window should be easy to hit. You know, you're not going to be able to throw every toss exactly in the same spot. It's hard to do that. Now, the more you're close, the better your serve and your toss is going to be. But as long as you come through and naturally have a throwing motion, a striking motion up here, and you feel like you can do that being balanced, then you can hit the toss. Whenever you feel that you're going to start to get too side-army, well, don't hit that toss, especially if you're falling over this way. I think that most people hit the chase tosses that are over their head too much and also behind them. That's what I see a lot of, and if you do that, even if you make the serve, you're not going to be ready for the next ball coming back. So make sure that you don't chase bad tosses. You work on your toss. We're gonna be doing a 7-day serve challenge in February, so make sure you're looking out for that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Toss, and we're gonna have a day just dedicated to tossing because it's such a big deal. You definitely want to be working on your toss. All right, let's get into the third thing you need to remember before each and every serve so you play better tennis. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far and you want to find out what else is on my list of things you need to remember before you serve, do me a favor right now and like this video. Give it a thumbs up. It really, really helps me, and it helps other totally obsessed tennis players all over the planet get good information on how to improve their tennis game. And remember, when you like one of my videos, my best buddy B2 is gonna give you 100 free B2 puppy kisses. All right, let's continue. Number 3, and this one a lot of people don't do, and I don't hear a lot of coaches online or at the local courts, for whatever reason, I don't hear people talk about it near enough, especially when it's such a big problem out there. You have to remember, and you have to start getting yourself into what I call a deep tilt to prepare yourself to hit a great serve. And all the pros do it, but very few recreational players do it. So what is a deep tilt? First of all, I want you to think of your shoulders and how they're going to move. It's not about drooping your elbow. Your elbow should be pretty much in line with your shoulders, like you're going to make a muscle. That's what you want out of your serving arm. That's going to get you in a really good trophy position. But then what you need to do is you need to get yourself in a good tilt. And that's going to push the hip out forward into the court and get you in this position. Now, why is this so important? First of all, we've got to get the serve over the net. We want to do it with some kind of spin. So we want some nice height over the net. We want spin over the net. And we want to be able to push our body up towards the tennis ball with some power, right? Using our legs and the kinetic chain. So the tilt is super important to get into. Unfortunately, most people that I see serving, I like to call it the coat hanger setup. And that's basically like if you've got a hanger in your closet, it's basically like straight across and then up like that. So I'm seeing a lot of people when they toss, they're like this. Their shoulders are even and they're in this position, and then this is falling too soon, and then they're hitting the ball in the net. So, you know, maybe something you should do is to actually film yourself and see where you are in the tilt, because most tennis players don't look like the pros. They don't get themselves in deep enough tilt. And it's not that they're not athletic enough. It's not that they can't do it. It's just that they're not aware and they're not thinking about it and working on it. So make sure you work on this. Before every serve, you want to be getting yourself in a nice tilt. Let's get to item number 4. The fourth thing you need to remember before you hit that serve. The fourth thing you need to remember is to keep your head up on the serve. This is a big one. I would say this a lot. I remember playing so many matches, and the two things I would tell myself to serve pretty well was head up, snap down. So I'd want to feel that nice snap going on with my serve, especially if I was going for a bigger one, and keep my head up. If that head starts to fall, this is when you're going to hit a lot of serves in the net. So if you notice that your serve is going in the net and you're starting to notice, oh, I'm hitting too many balls in the net that day, then give yourself a little reminder before you serve. Come up to the line, and just before you go to serve, tell yourself, okay, keep your head up. I would say head up, snap down. So I'd get the ball over the net, and then I'd be bringing that power in there down. This is really going to help you make a lot of serves, get it over the net, stop double faulting. So remember this before you hit your next serve. The fifth and final thing that is so often overlooked. So many people go out there, they practice buckets of serves. How often when you're practicing your serve do you practice actually recovering for the next ball after your serve? So you have to remember to recover. That's number 5. Remember to recover after you serve, because a lot of times, especially when you hit your best serve, if somebody catches it just the right time, that ball is coming back super fast and at your feet, especially if you are going to serve and volley, if you're staying at the baseline. I mean, so many balls, you just don't know what's going to happen. So you got to make sure that what you land with balance, you land towards your target, and you land ready to recover and move in a bunch of different directions. You're going to have to move. Some balls are going to come right at your feet, so you got to pick it right up. Sometimes you're going to have to back up a couple steps before you hit. Sometimes you're going to have to move forward, sideways. So you got to be ready for that. You got to be ready to move in any direction after you hit your serve, and the best way that you can do that is to work on your recovery. So I want you going out serving baskets of balls and make part of your practice actually working on your landing. Notice how your balance is, and then that first move recovery. The pros actually do this with their coaches. So make sure that you do these 5 things. Remember these 5 things, and now I'm going to give you a 6th thing to remember. A big bonus to remember before every serve is my free serve course. The amazing tips are in my free serve course. You're just not going to get 3 free videos. You're going to get 33 free videos from me in my free course called Serving A to Z, and it takes you from A to Z. If you need to learn just the fundamentals of serving, it's in there for you. If you want to get your toss right, it's in there for you. You want to learn how to hit a slice serve, you can learn that in Serving A to Z. A kick serve, more power. How would you like to hit a serve 100 miles an hour? Get my free course, Serving A to Z, 33 free videos. You're absolutely going to love it. Plus, when you sign up, that'll put you on my VIP email list, and you'll be ready for my 7-day serve challenge that's coming in February, which you do not want to miss. because you can get personal coaching, that 7-day challenge, from me for free. All right, this is Pete from Crunch Time Coaching. Congratulations, Georgia Bulldogs. Congratulations, Atlanta Braves. If I beat your team, don't be too mad at me. I have to gloat a little bit. If you know anything about Georgia and Atlanta teams, we are notorious losers, so it feels good to be a winner for once. All right, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. My buddy B2 is going to give you 100 free B2 puppy kisses, and we'll see you on the next one.
National champions at long last.